my sister. She retired.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
What is she going to do with the truck, do you know?
Eventually, she's going to sell it. It's been sitting there for 2 years while she's deciding what to do.
Does it need anything mechanical, or?
It's got a misfire. I don't know what it is yet, but when she parked it, it was fine. So I don't. And my brother did all the work on it previously for the 10 years, 15 years that she drove it. So it was maintained all the way up right to the end, and then parked. I charged the battery a couple weeks ago and started driving up down the street. It's got a misfire and haven't had a chance to really find out what it is.
Okay. Do you have any idea what she'd want for it if she did so?
Not much. I'd say if you made her an offer, she'd probably accept it, minus the generator, because hurricane season's coming. That's the only thing she wants to keep.
Is it open? Do you mind if I look in it?
I'll pop it open for you. I'll be going back to work. So I'm encouraging her to just, Nancy, get this. I would like to see it gone off the property too.
Yeah.
So,
well,
if you think in that range, then I would think she would say yes. But I leave all that up to her still.
I could probably swing 15 if it's drivable at all.
Oh yeah, once you'll jump it, and you can drive it up down the street. We can walk back there. I'll show you how that works. And this is a fill tank for your washing water.
Okay.
Underneath the tub is a gray water tank, and all of that's hooked up with various valves, and she can show you all the valves. Just you'd figure it out looking underneath it. It's not rocket science. And my brother put in this hot water tank. He cast about 4 years ago. This probably has about 2 years worth of use on it. That's about it.
Yeah, it looks fairly new.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened. Crazy day. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? Hey guys, welcome back to Flippin' Nuts. I'm Bobby. If you guys watch Flippinnuts Picker, you know what this thing is behind me and how I got it. But if you don't, I actually picked this thing up at a yard sale a couple weeks ago. And here we are. I'm about ready to get this thing cleaned up. It's been sitting for years. And see if we can get some of the nasty grime on it cleaned off and make it look halfway decent. Do a whole lot of work on this thing over the last couple weeks. I tried to get everything on camera, and you know what, I'd like to take you along and show you what we did. With that, thank you guys for checking out the video. I sure do appreciate it. Let's get into this thing. All right, battery's in. Again, once I get this all, in here, I'll get this all tightened up. And, like it's supposed to be. Right now, I'm just sort of kind of pinpointing, kind of getting a game plan, what all we need to do. So that's the goal for today. All right, that's good and tight. I just kind of want to show you guys what's going on, the way this thing is running, and what I'm dealing with. Hang on a second. The radio don't want to check. I just kind of want to show you guys what I'm dealing with on this thing at this point. And like I said, I have it all documented. I've videoed everything along the way, so I'm not really skipping anything, but I just want to show you guys what I'm dealing with here. As it is right now, you hear that? If you can hear that, but it's definitely has a straight miss in it. Turned it on, and I'm gonna check the codes on this thing. Just using a little cheapy pocket scanner just to see. Believe it or not, it actually works pretty good. So I got no codes. All right. Interesting. I got no codes, but I got a miss. So I guess I'm gonna have to track down that miss. That's weird. So usually when you got, for me personally, when I've got no codes but I got a miss, it means that the injector's working but I got a foul plug. So the only way to check that is to pop one off each one at a time until I can't hear anything different in the way the motor's running. So let me get to that next step. Intake filter out of the way, and I'm going to pop this one off. These two, those look like 8mm, and get this loose and get this out of the way, and hopefully get that off the top of the motor down there. And that should give me a little more access, although it's still pretty freaking tight in there. and then I'll go in from the other side and see what I'm up against there. This off. I already had pushed this down and got it started so I could take that off on camera because I am holding the camera in my hand. That out of the way. We're getting a little more access there. All right, got the doghouse off. It's right here. And now I'm going to attempt to get in here and see if I can get access to these injector coils, or excuse me, these ignition coils. Injector coils, Lord. On the ignition coils, the nut that's holding these down is the 9/32. Don't mistake bolt on the intake as the ignition coil bolt. It's a 9/32. It's right on the top, and that's going to be the same on all of them. Okay, so just don't want you guys to make the same mistake I just about made. You're in here, guys, to take the ignition coils out. Just to be able to get to the individual coils, you are going to have to take the two 8mm bolts off right here on the rail, and then you can just pull it up out of the way. If you're thinking of replacing your ignition, your injectors, this will be a good time to do it because you're right here. So I'm not, because I'm hoping to get this thing going without replacing the injectors, but that actually is the next thing on my list if the spark plugs don't do the trick. And again, just to reiterate, the reason I'm doing the spark plug instead of the ignition coils is because I'm just kind of doing the path of least resistance on this, because I have a box in the back with the used ignition coils in it, and he told me they had replaced them fairly recently, so we're gonna see. So if it's not, and then the other thing is, when I did the when I hooked up the reader, I wasn't getting any kind of it wasn't popping any codes or anything. So usually that's a spark plug or a straight up miss, like a bad cylinder. So I'm hoping it's not that, but anyway, that's where we're at. So I was able to get all the plugs replaced, and that's what I'm gonna show you that in a minute. But what I wanted to show you real quick was, it's gonna be really hard to see, but on the second ignition coil right here, if I remove this one, and you can see how the clip is broken on it. If I remove that, there's absolutely no change in the way the engine is running. So this is for sure one spot that I got a problem. So what I'm gonna do, since I've already replaced the plug, and I actually did check the ignition coil, is I'm gonna take this fuel injector and I'm gonna take it out and see if I can clean it, and see if that helps. So let me show you these plugs real quick before I take that out. Now, these are the plugs that were on the passenger side that I took out. As you can see, I don't know how well that's coming up. They are not too good. Pretty chewed up. This is on the passenger side bank. I mean, look at that. Clearly, a lot of buildup on that. And again, they did say, they didn't make any bones about it, this thing has been sitting a minute. So, that one there looks like it was firing okay. So 1 out of 4 so far looks like it was firing pretty good. This one was firing, running a little, looks like it might have been running a little rich. This one was firing okay. That one's got some buildup on it. Does look like it was firing though. And that one was firing a little bit white, like I said, running a little bit rich. But would, you know, if it was missing, that would explain that, you know, because the fuel mix wasn't right. So anyway, got those plugs replaced, so that's good. They definitely needed to get replaced. And I did test that one injector because, like I said, I wasn't getting any change in the way the motor was running when I removed it. And that I keep saying injector, I'm sorry, that ignition coil was definitely okay. And so now the next thing to check is that is the injector, the fuel injector. So I'm going to take that fuel injector on that cylinder out and see if it's working properly, which I can test pretty simply right here, just by running a wire from both the positive and negative, see if it's clicking like it's supposed to, and then clean it out and see if that helps anything. At least I can see the stream on it, and that'll tell me, you know, if I got a nice triangular shaped stream, then the injector's, you know, working, and that means I got a dead cylinder, which is not good, or at least that's an indicator that I got a dead cylinder. So that's where I'm at now. Got 2 bolts out. It is actually 10 millimeter right here. There's one here, and then there's one towards the front of the truck. My fuel rail is loose now, and then if I just pull up on that, it comes up pretty nice, and then I can just pop my injectors out. I'm going to be taking this injector out and the next one right there. Get those out, and then I can get those clean. Oops. Hopefully get those cleaned off, and hopefully that's where my miss is. I don't have a problem with this cylinder, but that seems to be the problem one up there. But anyway, this is the next step, and after this, if it doesn't work, I'll have to do a compression check. Some good news. This injector is not opening at all. And I did, like I said, like I showed you before, I took the other one out as well, and that one is opening, and it's got a nice triangular shaped stream. This one is not opening at all. So this is a bad injector. So I would show you how to do this, but there are plenty of videos online on how to check your injector. I think the most recent one I saw was exactly like what I'm doing, and I think it's called Never Replace a Fuel Injector Again or something like that. But anyway, it's a little bit sketchy way to do it, but it is a way to do it. But this is a bad injector, so I know for sure I got one bad injector, and so I'm gonna go get one of these and see if that fixes our miss. So I successfully got the debranded the truck. That took forever. So now I can get it all washed up and get started on the inside. We did get it running pretty good, so I'm pretty happy about that. This side still looks a little rough, so I can't really show the top because it still has the outline of the phone number up there, and I really want to respect the people that I got the van from and not risk somebody calling them. But anyway, making progress. So for pretty extreme cases, guys, I do this, been doing this for years. You do it your own risk. Some people say it's bad for the paint, some people don't. All I know is when it's really nasty like this, extreme dirt, extreme measures. If some of y'all are wondering why I'm not using a pressure washer, I'm just doing this first. I kind of want to avoid the pressure washer in the beginning. So I don't want the high pressure to actually make the paint any worse than it already is. Like I said, I've had pretty good luck with this Comet stuff for years. I don't really do it that often, but man, when I do. Guys, this is the finished product. We got it all cleaned up. Obviously I could probably done a little bit better job cleaning it up, but I'm pretty happy with how the thing turned out. Got the doghouse back in, got the clips back on there, 2 injectors and a little bit of tuning and spark plugs, and we're good to go. So this truck's back in business. Cleaned up pretty good. It's kind of hard to tell from that angle, but it turned out pretty well. So I think it's going to make somebody a really good truck, considering what we got in it. It's definitely a win. So, ready to go to work. So this one turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how, everything came together. I think at the end of the day, it's gonna make somebody a good truck. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was kind of more mechanics and odds and ends things, and I went through it kind of quick. So if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me. My information's in the description. And other than that, if you guys have any ideas or things like that you'd like to see, just comment down below. I'd love to see it. And it's not gonna hurt if you want to subscribe. I could use it. My channel's sort of just kind of growing here and there a little bit, and I haven't had a few videos in a little while, so that's my own fault. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you found something here that you could use. With that, we'll see you later.